So, today we're going to dig into a really powerful argument, the idea that AI isn't just another tool for doctors, but a fundamental, absolutely necessary revolution in how we train them. Medieval. That's a pretty strong word, right? And this quote really gets to the heart of the whole issue. It frames the current system not just as old-fashioned, but as dangerously outdated. It's telling us the stakes are incredibly high, and the way we've been doing things for centuries, well, it might just be completely broken. Which leads us to the big question. If the old way is medieval, then what does the modern way even look like? Well, the source material we're looking at has a pretty definitive answer: artificial intelligence. And the argument is broken down into 3 critical bottlenecks that AI is almost perfectly designed to solve.
All right, let's dive into the first major hurdle, and it's something every medical student knows deep in their bones: cognitive overload. To put it simply, their brains are just swamped.
Now, to really get this, we have to talk about something called cognitive load theory. Think of your brain's working memory, the part that's juggling everything you're focused on right now, like the RAM on your computer. It's a finite resource. And here's the key. There's a good kind of load, the kind that helps you learn and make new connections. But then there's the bad kind, which is really just noise. And the problem is when the noise gets so loud, you can't hear the music. And this right here just lays it all out so clearly. Look at that column on the left. That's the noise. That's where a huge chunk of a resident's mental energy goes, trying to decipher messy handwriting, fighting with clunky software, just memorizing algorithms. All that junk eats up their precious mental bandwidth. And so what's left for the important stuff on the right? You know, the actual learning, the deep thinking that makes a great doctor? Almost nothing.
Okay, so what's the fix? Well, the idea proposed is pretty radical. It's an AI that acts as a cortex extension. And get this, it's not just another app. The concept is that it's like an external part of the student's own mind, specifically designed to handle all that noise for them.
So here's how that would actually work. The AI takes over all the data clerk tasks. Instead of a student spending an hour digging through a messy chart, boom, they get an instant summary. They're not juggling 20 different tabs anymore. All that mental space is suddenly freed up for them to do what human brains are great at: seeing the bigger picture, connecting the dots, and making those critical decisions. Now, the next bottleneck is something called experience scarcity. And it's kind of scary when you think about it. A doctor's training often comes down to pure luck. They might go through their entire residency and never see a rare but critical disease, leaving this massive gap in their expertise just by random chance.
The proposed solution to this sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, a fully simulated hospital. We're talking about a virtual world populated by AI agents acting as doctors, treating thousands upon thousands of virtual patients. This isn't just a simple simulation, it's a dynamic, incredibly realistic learning environment.
And this isn't just some theory. A real project at Tsinghua University actually built one of these agent hospitals. The results? The AI doctors practicing in the simulation achieved a staggering 93% diagnostic accuracy. That just shows you the incredible potential we're talking about here. I mean, think about what this means for training. Every student could get a virtual residency, compressing a decade's worth of diverse, complicated clinical experience into a matter of months. But the most important part, it allows for what's called productive failure. A student can make a mistake on a virtual patient, learn from it, and try again until they achieve mastery, all with zero risk to a real human being. That's a game changer. All right, the third and final bottleneck is all about the subjectivity of human mentorship. The quality of a student's training can be a total lottery. It all depends on the senior doctor they get assigned to. They might be brilliant, or they might be biased, or they might just be completely burned out. It's totally inconsistent.
So the answer here is to give every single student access to a perfect, tireless mentor. The idea is called collaborative intelligence, using a council of AIs that can debate a diagnosis among themselves and then act as a perfect Socratic tutor for any student anywhere in the world 24/7.
Let's just walk through how this would feel. A student suggests a diagnosis. The AI doesn't just say correct or incorrect, it challenges them. It asks a probing question, like, okay, interesting, but tell me, why did you rule out lupus? That question forces the student to defend their logic, to re-examine everything, and ultimately to arrive at a much stronger conclusion. It's basically super tutoring on demand. Of course, the big fear hanging over all of this is that we'll lose the human touch in medicine. But the source material makes this fascinating counterargument that AI might be the only way to actually save it. Just look at this breakdown. The truth is, we've already forced our doctors to be robotic. A huge chunk of their time, up to 40%, is spent doing administrative grunt work, not patient care. They're already buried in paperwork and data entry.
And this is really the core of the whole vision. AI isn't here to replace the human. It's here to liberate them. By automating all the notes, the billing, and all that cognitive noise, we free the doctor to get back to the bedside and do what only a person can do: connect, empathize, and heal.
So when you tie all of these solutions together, it leads to this powerful final vision for the future of medicine. And it's not a story about humans versus machines.
The ultimate goal is to create centaurs. It's a fantastic metaphor, right? A new kind of medical professional who is a seamless hybrid of human intuition and empathy, combined with the boundless memory and analytical power of AI. One isn't complete without the other.
And that leaves us with this final, pretty profound question to think about. This isn't just about better training or being more efficient. It's about fundamentally expanding our human capacity and totally redefining what a doctor can even be. What does that future really look like? It's something we're all going to have to think about.